Pod Sound School presents Content Jefe, the podcast that helps online business owners make better content and more money. Let's Jefe up.
Hey, Jefe! Welcome to another episode of Content Jefe. This podcast is brought to you by the Pod Sound School. I'm Studio Steve.
And I'm Veronica.
Veronica's the marketing expert, and I am the audio nerd over at the Pod Sound School. We are really excited about this episode. We are going to talk about what do you do if you're starting from 0 followers. We got a lot to cover, and we better get to it. So, Veronica, 0 followers. In this episode, we're going to talk about, let's say you're a brand new business, you have an online business, or maybe you've been at it for a long time, but you know that you need to get on social media. You want to get onto TikTok. You want to get onto YouTube. You're thinking about starting a podcast. You're overwhelmed. You're totally bewildered by the whole thing. So let's take us.
I love this episode because this is going to reveal some of our mistakes, the mistakes that we made.
Some of our biggest mistakes, yeah.
Yeah.
And so we're going to go back to that time when we were there 4 years ago.
I just had chips and salsa and they were so good.
Oh, it was amazing.
Still on my teeth. Yeah. The taste. Wow.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So let's go back. I want you, Veronica, to talk to me. I am your client.
Okay.
And that's where I'm at. I have a product. It's developed. It's a fun product, and then I'm also going to do some coaching behind the product. So I kind of have my own product, and I have some coaching things a lot of stuff in the bag, a lot of stuff to sell. But now I know that it's time for me to get some marketing going on.
Oh, this gets me so fired up and so excited.
But wait, you'd probably have to ask me some questions, which I'm sure you would as a good coach. But just to fast forward through those questions, a few other things about my situation is I don't really have that much time every week.
Okay.
To put into content creation.
Okay, perfect.
Pretty overwhelmed by the whole thing.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So the first thing that I would advise my people, my content jefes to do is to get clear with your unique value proposition or UVP. And this is something that I teach in our course, Smart and Simple Podcasting. I don't want you to start posting anything online without having this paragraph. It's a short paragraph, 3 sentences, clear in your mind. And when you have that, that's the foundation for everything else. With that being said, this is something, your UVP is something that will change, will adapt, will modify, will morph into different things. The more you're into business and the more you grow and change as a business and as a brand. If you're here thinking, oh my gosh, I have no idea what she's talking about. What is UVP? Now she's going to start throwing like fancy business terms at me and I'm out. Before you leave, don't leave. Stay with me. UVP is as simple as first describing the audience, your ideal person, the people, the group of people that you want to serve. And how do you help them? And what do you help them with? What's the results that you help those people to produce? It's just as simple as that.
Yeah. And what makes it unique?
What makes it unique?
Is that it's different from people in your space. It's different from your competitors.
Yeah. Now, I don't want you to feel like you have to invent something that it hasn't been invented so far, that you have to reinvent the wheel. Sometimes that uniqueness, like Steven was heading towards, is you, is your framework, is your experience, your personality, the things that you are putting together to solve this specific problem. That is the uniqueness of your UVP.
Okay, so have a unique value proposition in mind. Understand that it will probably change. It's probably going to morph over time.
Yeah.
Just like our target audience and our niche or our niche, however you want to say it, changes over time. It changes over time.
And this is something that we didn't have clear in our minds when we started. We kind of had an idea, but we were creating a product. We were creating services for people who were not really interested in those services.
Yeah.
So that is why it's important for you to have your UVP, because it's going to tell you 3 things. It's going to tell you who is your ideal person or your ideal customer or ideal customer avatar, or there are different names for this person. And also is going to tell you the kind of services, the specific framework, service, course, coaching program that you provide to solve a need or a problem that this person has. And from that little paragraph, you will get many, many ideas about content that you can post online. And this is going to be the foundation for your content and for your marketing strategy.
I love that. And then the other thing I would add to that is this is also what is so great about creating content is it gives you an opportunity to validate your UVP. Because a lot of times when we talk about the mistakes that we made, yes, you identify a problem in a market. In our case, it was that the majority of podcasts sound like poo-poo. And is what we said. And but they don't sound very good. They sound like caca. And as an audio engineer, I identified that problem. I know, and as a person who teaches audio production professionally as well, I knew that I could teach people to get better audio on their podcasts. As it turns out, podcasters didn't really care or didn't even really see that that was a problem. So sometimes you have to create
not
content.
all podcasters, but podcasters who were podcasting as a hobby. Hey, I'm interrupting the episode for a little announcement. You know you have to create content to attract more prospects online, but the whole thing seems daunting and too much to figure it out on your own. Which social media platform should I choose? Should I start making videos for IG Reels, TikTok, or YouTube? What skills do I need to learn? What equipment do I need? Or maybe you're considering starting a podcast for your business. And if any of that's the case, we want to invite you to sign up for the waitlist for Smart and Simple Podcasting. It's our first coaching program where we, the Pod Sound School, will be teaching you how to create and launch a professional podcast from scratch. Content marketing, so your content is a lead generation machine for your business, and different ways to maximize every time you record so you can create micro pieces of content that will go on different social media platforms. We'll be holding your hand through the whole process, meeting weekly with you, making sure that you're not getting left behind. We'll be teaching students and clients about podcast and video production and marketing for 4 years. Our approach to teaching is straightforward, innovative, and fun. So hurry up and go to podcastingsmart.com/waitlist to sign up or find the link in the description of this episode. Stop working so hard on your content. Make your content work for you. Now back to the episode.
Okay, and so before we continue with, I want specific instructions of what I should do, where I should start, which platform I should start on. Again, I don't have a lot of time to be putting into this every week. But before we do, I want to add to what Veronica said real quick and just say that what is so great about content creation is it gives us the opportunity when we put content out there to actually validate and test the market with our UVP. Because sometimes you will find that, yes, you've identified a problem, but there really isn't a need or a desire for the solution of that problem. Sometimes people are absolutely fine having that problem continue to exist. And so you don't really know that 100% until you do launch your product, until you do get yourself out there on social media. So with that, here I am. I have some services. I have a UVP. I think I know what my business model and plan I have, but now I need a content strategy. How can I best use the 2 days, maybe max, I have every week to create content?
Great question. So your content strategy is going to have 2 pieces of content, especially for my business owners out there who don't have the time to be in every platform and do all the things. Short video is right now very popular. If you're not into short video content, you should get on it fast. It's on Instagram, it's on YouTube Shorts, it's on TikTok. And the reason why you want to be on these platforms is so you can benefit of the algorithms, so you can use keywords, so you can optimize your videos and make videos about things that are highly searched on those platforms. So you can bring people into your funnels, so you can get them curious about what you do, about what your business is about what you have to offer, and ultimately generate some hot leads, and also to convert those hot leads into clients, customers, all that jazz. Another piece of content that you should take into account, because sometimes the short video content is just doesn't make that connection with people. It can bring people into your social media. It can turn them into followers. But what really is going to work the magic of like creating that relationship and that trust is some long format content in the form of a podcast or in the form of long videos for YouTube. That kind of content that really shows your personality, your brand, your behind the scenes. You get to interview people. You get to like get really close with your community, especially with podcasting. That is something that I recommend to every business owner is a podcast and a short video strategy that you can be posting regularly on your social media that will bring people into your funnels and into your long content.
I love that. That was really, really well put. And I think that just to summarize that and add to it, the first type of content that you mentioned was short videos, and it's all the rage. It's where you should be. You get the biggest bang for your buck. The same video can be posted to 3 different platforms, all of which have algorithms in place that are going to help to actually show that content to people. And then second, you mentioned a different type of content, and that's wonderful because I like to call that warm lead content. That first chunk was cold lead. The second type of content, warm lead content, is long format. Yes, but the 2 I'd like to add to that I think would be good too is newsletters. If you didn't want to start a podcast, you could also put together an email sequences and going live. And you could just go live on Instagram.
That is so great.
You could also go live on YouTube as well too. So those are one of the options. So I love that. That seems really intimidating. The last thing I wanted to hear you say was be on video.
I know.
And I certainly don't want to shake my ass and point at bubbles on TikTok. But I will say I was in that place, and it took Veronica 2 years to get me into doing short video content because my brain doesn't work very well with it. Personally, when I get
the judgment.
Yeah, the judgment goes off, the ego goes off. Myself, when I get onto TikTok, the videos start playing immediately when you open the app, which is something I don't like. I feel like my space is a sacred space, and I want to have the choice to press play on something instead of just having all this intrusive energy. And a lot of it sometimes is negative energy. So it was a hard platform to me to get on. Here's some of the judgment, right? But getting over the judgment and doing things that challenge you and doing things that make you feel uncomfortable, I have come to find has been one of the greatest lessons for me. That is when you're actually making the biggest change, and that's when you're actually pushing towards something new for your business. And that has a lot to do with how you're going to grow as a business owner too, is you have all of this intelligence in your product intelligence, and now you have to gain social intelligence. You have to go out there and build social intelligence, which requires feeling awkward. It requires making mistakes, making a fool of yourself. It requires jumping in before you're ready and all of that stuff. So I'm sorry, I kind of took over the coaching there.
No. I love it because another thing that you brought to my attention is, and that you mentioned the other night when I was brushing my teeth, we were getting ready for bed. Yeah, we sleep together.
We do, but we're not married.
And don't tell my husband.
Yes.
That it was so important that I just have to share it here is how to find balance between being online, being on those platforms, being on TikTok, on Instagram, and also not let it affect your mental health, and also not let it rule your life, not fill you with insecurities, not giving you the anxiety, not being just being part of the collective consuming ideas and images and videos that other people are feeding you. Paranoia and all those things. That's a very delicate dance that you do when you become a creator, is how to place boundaries and how to stop at a certain time, and how to use social media to help you to hit those goals that you have with your business and hit your marketing goals without consuming you and killing your soul.
Yes, exactly. And there are ways that we could get into. We could spend a whole episode just talking about that. I really like to think about it. We have these devices in our hands that are just amazing, and they can do two different things. You can either consume, or you now have the power to be your own broadcast station, your own channel. The power that you hold in your hand is insane. You can take that power and you can start making deposits with good quality strategic content on multiple platforms. Podcasting is especially exciting because you own the rights to that in perpetuity, and it's more of a decentralized type of content. You could also incorporate your newsletters and your bloggings and your websites and things so that you own a lot of your content. It's always a good idea to spread your content out on as many different platforms as possible. So in the event...
Are you like preaching or
I
what?
don't know, but I'm using my preachy voice, and in the event that Instagram decides, hey, aren't we tired of not knowing what the hell we're doing long enough? Maybe we should just retire, and Instagram goes down, and YouTube's like, well, Instagram went down, so we're going to go down too, or we're just completely going to give into cat videos because that's what we do now. We're just the cat video platform. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I was making a point.
No, I love it.
Okay, good.
I love it. And it's just the fact that you have to be mindful with the content that you create, and be smart with the time that you spend creating your content.
Yeah, but if you do it, if you get in there and do it, and to finish and start making those deposits, you will see over time you're going to have all of this real estate, this physical
it builds
real
over
estate
time.
that builds
really
over time,
nice portfolio,
and it works for you. It works for every part of your business, whether it's networking, in the influence that you have. It opens up new business opportunities. It allows you to validate products. It gives you a market to do your market research to, gives you negotiating power when you're doing business to business. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
And it's such an amazing time to be alive and to have this phone, but it is a double-edged sword because that same device, when you're doing your keyword research, when you're doing your marketing, when you have to scroll through Instagram to find the right song to use for your reel, you can fall into the depths of despair. You can fall into the dangerous depths of consumption overload. And we don't want you to do that.
Okay. And the last thing I want to mention in this episode is repurposing. Is maximizing the time you spend creating your content so you don't have to reinvent the wheel or come up with new ideas or different ideas for different platforms.
Yes.
No, we don't want to do that because you don't want to spend a bunch of time creating your free content. Ultimately, it's free content and you have a business to run. So what we teach our students and what we do is like, okay, you have this main piece of content. In our case, in our program, we make our students to create a podcast. And then from the podcast, there are all these little pieces of content that will go on different platforms. You may choose to use that copy for your newsletter. Mm-hmm. You may choose to use that copy to create a carousel of images on Canva and use that for
the Instagram description.
And use the copy for the description. Like, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Those are all of the things that we teach inside our program. So when you sit down and you record your podcast, you are doing more than that. Mm-hmm. You are creating content for other platforms and you are all good to go. You're all set and you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, I love that. And so I'm going to add two other things to that because we want to really overload you. You can always come back and listen to this episode.
We don't listen, mi amor. We don't want to overload you.
We don't want to overload
We're
you.
here to help you.
This is a video podcast. If you didn't know, it's available on Spotify or YouTube. So you can actually come watch it again multiple times or listen to it.
Me.
And you can see Veronica's Tory Burch. And I got some nifty things.
He hates that I spend almost $300 in a pair of
Whatever. I encourage the Tory Burch. I have never once discouraged Tory Burch. Do not tell lies about me. So repurposing, outsourcing, and batch recording. Those three ideas you'll hear us talk about that a lot on this podcast. We have episodes just about that. We actually have a batch recording episode that you can listen to.
And also just so happens that we're batch recording our podcast today.
Yeah.
So whenever you are listening or watching this episode, we did it, we put it together along with other 5 episodes for our YouTube channel, for Spotify,
yes,
and for all of the podcast players.
For all of the podcast players as well. And what we also did is we recorded it in a time-lapse version as well as we were doing it. And then we did intros of this whole day. And we're making a YouTube video about how you can batch record 6 different podcast episodes all in one day. And before we did it as well, Veronica quickly hopped onto IG stories and we talked with our audience on IG for a minute and got them involved in what we were doing, all within the same moment, the same time. It's about taking advantage of that time and of that moment. Now, don't allow yourself to be overwhelmed if you've never really been in front of a camera or a microphone before. Pick one thing at a time, and podcasting there would be a great easy place to enter into it.
Also, if you're interested in us teaching you the ropes.
Yes, in a structured and amazing industry leading way. We have incredible online courses. And currently, you saw the ad that interrupted this episode. You can get on the wait list. We're really excited this time. We'd love it if you wanted to be one of the 50 students. There's an approval process. So you can get signed up for the wait list. And for the people who get on the wait list, we're going to actually allow you access to register and to apply before we actually open it up to the public. So come and learn with us this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do workshops, Q&As. We're going to do breakout groups. We're going to do hot seats, all sorts of things in a coaching style program that we've never done before in any of our courses by popular demand from our existing students. So this is going to be really fun. And until next time.
Jefe up, my friend.